Now then, it was nice that, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. What wasn't a nice little introduction though was our first match of the show, which was Emma and debut of Asuka. Considering they've just hyped the shit out of it for the last month or so, now we're actually here, it just felt like it was half-assed thrown at me. It was underwhelming. The lights cut, you see a thing on the screen, and music doesn't hit straight away, so there's no initial dun dun dun. It's a bit anticlimactic. The match went on for too long, and if we're to believe all the promo trailer teaser things we've seen for the last month, she should have just run straight through Emma, which I'd said before, I didn't want Emma to get wasted, but it's another booking issue, not a talent issue. They could have booked a debut with some up-and-comer from NXT or from the Mae Young Classic, have a flat on her in a minute and move on. It would have been a nice little boom to open the show. It would have let us see Asuka's skill set, or a very quick flash in the pan of it anyway, and whomever was picked to be the bunny to run into the buzzsaw would have obviously been a talent for people to look forward to seeing down the line, even if it is a matter of years before they end up coming to the main brands. But the match itself was fine, both lasses are great workers, they have good chemistry. I just thought Emma looked too dominating for Asuka's debut, but we saw her tap out to the Asuka lock. I feel a bit bad for the lass really, she looks like she's all hype and no bollocks, which obviously isn't the case if you've seen any of her stuff from before. Oh, that's twice they've changed up the format with the pay-per-views. Normally we'd get an advert for the next pay-per-view here. Last time we got a WWE 2K18 promo, and this time we get a reminder that this month's philanthropic philosophy is, to make green, you need pink. Lovely. Backstage, we see the Miztorons discussing Roman Reigns being out of the TLC match and Kurt Angle being in. Mostly, they're all on the same page, apart from Braun and Kane wanting to run their own individual path of destruction at some point. But other than that, they all agree that it's just 3 opponents, whether it's Kurt or Roman in there. Nah, fantastic. Elias, you are just absolutely brilliant. The Drifter shits in the live crowd cereal and then sings him a song to rub it in the face, and then... I don't know why, but for some reason Jason Jordan interrupts him by throwing fruit and veg at him. Just, who wants to see Jason Jordan being stupid and throwing fruit and veg at anyone? This was just horrible, and it's not going to get Jordan over the way WWE want him over. Move on to the first of the Cruiserweight matches now. It's very nice seeing Nigel McGuinness on a WWE pay-per-view. Hey up lad. And we see Vince's race wars continue from Monday night as Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander take on the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. For what it was a great match. The faces won. They didn't have a massive amount of time, but it was a much better promo for their brand than the usual showings that they get on Raw, so I'd say it served its purpose very well. Soon as everybody on the internet has been talking about Kurt Angle returning back to the ring after 11 years, Dwayne Johnson reminds us that he used to wrestle once upon a time. He's not daft, is he? He don't let you forget about him. He'll be back sooner than you expect, to plug something. And to make us all laugh, don't get me wrong, but it'll be to plug something. In a surprising turn of events, I was actually looking forward to the Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss retained her title against Mickie James. She finished her with a Bliss DT, whatever the fuck it's called. And then after her defeat, Mickie cut a pretty decent promo. That whole I give it my best, but I'm still in the game, etc. It's a shame it's taken this long, but at least she's had a decent showing now she's come back. Backstage we then see 2 young lads inviting their dad out to the pub with them and even offering him some form of uniform to join them. He's well happy with it, bless his little cotton socks. And there, nice one, Elias is back and he's upsetting the crowd. It's just brilliant, he's just such a heat machine. Keep him at it and keep this up, it's brilliant. But this isn't. Jason Jordan comes back out and was back to the same old shit from earlier. He's throwing fruit and veg at him again. Joy. We're on to our second round of Cruiserweight action now as Enzo Amore faces Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah, here's your piss break, shit break, food break, snack break. Christ, you go outside and drop a brick on your foot if you want. You'd probably enjoy that more than this match. Enzo got Kalisto in the eye with his thumb and then followed it with Jordanzo for the win. Nothing really else to report. No, piss off. You can't advertise WrestleMania in October. The only thing worse than you are these people that have been talking about Christmas all month long and it's only fucking October. Set bellends, behave. Finn Balor and AJ Styles have a pretty easy night because they get in there. Before they even lock up, the crowd are chanting, "This is awesome." So they just shake hands, have a bow, and they walk away as soon as the crowd are satisfied and they don't possibly want anything else. No, I'm obviously lying. We get about 5 minutes into this dream match and the crowd seem to be happy with everything. Yeah, that's right, they demand more, and they start "We want tables" chant. The match is definitely worth a watch. The coup de grace at the end, ooh, the way Finn landed, he wasn't able to roll away afterwards, and that had taken a bit out of AJ's stomach/chest. But it was either Finn's foot or leg that looked like it was twisted when he landed, so hope he's alright, because we know what's happened with him in the past. But certainly props go out for putting a decent match together in such short notice. Good effort. Yeah, it looks kind of lame, but I probably will give Ride Along Season 3 a watch, because there have been entertaining moments in some of them, and it's just interesting to people watch. Yet another spoon-fed tasty reminder that WWE are sponsoring breast cancer awareness this month. And then we get the third act in Elias and Jason Jordan's little rivalry going through the night, when Elias tries to give the crowd some shit again, and Jordan obviously interrupts. I know it's not necessarily Jason Jordan's fault, but you're the piss break, clap, 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 and so on. And I'm just sure that everyone else is as elated as I am about Jason Jordan and Elias's rivalry continuing, because Jordan got the win, but it was a bit of a screwy call by the ref. He didn't see Elias's shoulder up, so I'm guessing we're going to go back to this on Raw. Here's the Survivor Series advert. I'd usually criticise WWE for putting these in there. I've chucked a little hashtag out there the last couple of opportunities that I've had. But I won't do it because WWE didn't do it straight after the first. Fuck off. Of course I'm going to do it. This one hasn't finished yet. I'm still currently watching something that I'm meant to try and engage in. Don't advertise the next thing in the series. Wait till afterwards. I'll happily wait till after the show to see the trailer for the next bit of the story. You know, since I've mentioned before, that's where the name trailer comes from. Idiots. We got into the main event now. Well, actually, before we do the main event, the promo package for the TLC match very heavily focused on Kurt. It was still very well put together, though. WWE are very good at that, but it is a shame for the other lads involved that their spotlight was sort of taken away by this bigger star. You could argue that more people are going to be watching because of Kurt, but I think people were going to watch this show anyway because they were promised the nostalgic return of the Shield. You can't get that, so WWE are going to give them the next best nostalgic thing. Get your memberries at the ready. Obviously, Operation Get Roman Over by reforming the Shield's fallen flat on its face very early on, since Roman sadly got sick, and it appeared to me that Kurt Angle would have very easily just been copied and pasted into the match, especially the way that Kurt was taken out early on, had to disappear, and then when Seth and Dean needed him the most, Kurt returned, which, if Roman had done this, the crowd would have got mental, Vince would have danced backstage because everyone was happy to see Roman, and Project Roman Reigns would have finally been a success, but that's not what was on the cards tonight. This is what happened though, and after Kurt had been out for a while, Dean and Seth were getting ruined in the ring. Kurt came back to his music, not the Shield's. Sadly, I do believe they missed a trick here, didn't have him in his singlet. A lot of people probably wanted him to wait till his next singles match for him to be in his singlet, but I think him coming back halfway through the match, not in the Shield's outfit, showing that he meant proper business, would have just been the icing on the cake and it would have been perfect. It was easier for Kurt to come back and ruin the rest of the Mysterons. Seeing as Kane and Braun Strowman had a few miscommunications during the match, they turned on each other. After a massive brawl, The Miz and Cesaro realised they should team up with Kane and take out Strowman because he was going to destroy all of them if not. And then when it was all said and done, it was an Olympic Shield bomb, I think it was that Corey called it, that put The Miz away. And everybody in the crowd went home with that nice warm fuzzy feeling inside. And that was TLC. They did a pretty half-decent job, to be fair, seeing as they had to chuck a lot of things together last minute. The continued story with Jason Jordan was a bit annoying. He wasn't as entertaining as Elias, and Elias is actually pissing people off, and I don't think it was just me not liking him. My only other main criticism for the rest of the show is, even though the main event was overly booked, and this is I'm guessing why WWE didn't want to have any form of tables, ladders or chairs match on the card, was for all the carnage at the end. I do feel like if you're going to name a pay-per-view after a match type, you at least need more than one of that match type on the card. Royal Rumble's the exception, I suppose, because you can't have two Royal Rumble matches on one show. But this was also a very heavy criticism from Survivor Series from me, which I'm glad they've rectified in recent years, and they do have more than one Survivor Series style match that's not just on the kickoff show. So yeah, good pay-per-view, looking forward to Survivor Series, and let's see what ramifications arise on Raw. And that's enough out of me for the time being. If you'd like to leave a comment, you can do so below, or find me on Twitter, @BluntDamage. As well as here on my YouTube channel, you can also find my other works on botchamania.com, where you can check out 10 years of Botchamania, obviously, the New Generation Project podcast series, Vinny's wrestling write-ups, and all of my nonsense including, putting it bluntly, the Raw rant, and my new piece, One Hit, One Shit. Lastly, if you like my theme music, the band are The Colour Fire, the track's called All These Ghosts, and they can be found at www.thecolourfire.com, plus the download links are in the description below. Cheers for watching, take it easy, and I'll see you next time.